right. Okay, so market's open. We're pushing to the downside, and this is why I don't want to be in trades before the market opens. Because when the market opens, that manipulation that you get one way could take away from the profit that you just had. But you've been too greedy trying to hold it for the market open. We don't know which volume we're going to get when the market opens. So let the market open, let the volume go. And then after that, then you process or build on whatever you're seeing. So give the market some breathing room. Give it some time. And while we're waiting on that, now we do have here this 4-hour inversion and confirmation here that we bounced off of this morning. And then we're falling back into this 4-hour imbalance here. Yeah, you gotta get out, man. You gotta get out of there. Now I'm just waiting to see if the market gonna give us another opportunity. Let's see. Really looking at this pullback now on the 4-hour. And you guys know I always eyeball the midpoints of wicks. So let's look at that. Am I saying that I want to bounce off of it or no? That's not the case. I just want to simply see how price is going to react at this area. And then this is also the midpoint of this imbalance anyway. So I really could just look at the midpoint instead of the range of the imbalance. So boom. Watch how that plays out. Get that nice drop to the downside. Let's go back 15 minutes. I don't want to spend too much time on a higher time frame today. It's Friday. I want to find something that I can use, get in and get out, which I already did. But for the sake of the live, let's see if we can find something else or get in sync. So right now, looking at this price, how would I get in sync with this? Well, my focus is on actually this price leg here. And since my focus is there, I'm looking at this high of this BISI. And when we sweep it right here, this would be my range from here to here. So that fallout that we have right now is from a premium. There. And that's that drop out of that premium, taking out this low. Now let price bottom out, and then once it does that, we'll be able to attach it to a new dealing range. But since we have that expansion, let's see if it starts to consolidate. And then we know we have this consolidation right here that we can use on the 15-minute to see if price wants to respect that after the 15-minute candle closes. Because we know that we're inside of this 4-hour imbalance, which is cool, but now we need to navigate inside of it. So we know we got this breakout here, this 15-minute range here. Let's label that 15-minute DR, dealing range. Okay. And then I want to have two charts, but I want to have this one on its own chart and then separate this one. So I don't want nothing to be on this one yet. So let's go. Nice drop to the downside. Let that bottom out. And then from there, we build off of that. But trade we caught this morning, right when the market opened, 1 to 2, like 1 to 2 point something. take that, close that, let the market play out, and see if it gives you another opportunity. This is a Friday, so you don't want to go into it with a mindset of trying to catch a whole range or a whole day. You don't want to have that mindset. You want to be able to get your trade and get up out of there. Let's see. Real strong push to the downside. And for those that are looking at the lower time frame, let me go glance at that really quick. Which we already know we're in expansion. So trying to figure out what this is going to do next, you just simply wait. Wait for the consolidation to happen. What's happening right now? Consolidation. So if price breaks out of this range and starts to pull back down, that's something you can use. Even though you have these wicks and that is a push up, you focus on the bodies because that's telling you the real story. And you know that this expansion is coming off of this 15-minute consolidation. So this could retrace back into this 15-minute consolidation and continue to push up if it wants to. So if you're looking for that, you're looking for price to expand, come back to this consolidation, and then from there continue up. But that's what you want to see. Whatever happens is whatever happens, and we're able to adjust. So right here, you got this 1 minute consolidation here. Like I told you guys a couple days ago, when it comes to scalping the market, scalpers don't take a lot of trades. They do when you think about it, but the goal is to take one good trade and be done. A scalper maybe take 4 to 5, depending on the day, but you don't want to have 20, 30 because you're trying to chase the market. Wait for the right opportunities. Wait for it to set up. And when you're looking at the market the right way, everything comes to you. Like I told you guys, I love scalping. If I was to title myself as a trader, I would be intraday / scalper. But a lot of times the market calls for better intraday trades than scalps. But then you can have a market where it's not going anywhere and you get better scalps. So it's a mix of both. But you want to have the same mindset for both, waiting for the best opportunities. So now we got this push here. So now that I'm in this consolidation, right? Look at it. See price pushed up, price pushed down, and we didn't fall too much into this consolidation yet, but let's see, because we still got 6 minutes left to this 15-minute candle closes. Coming off of this city here. So for me, I will look at that sweep there. And then from that sweep to this low, this will be my dealing range. Here to here. So we're looking at a price like this. Even though I already see it, this is what it visually looks like to me. Either we're going for this low or we're going into a discount to go back into a premium. And we had price try to go for the high already once and failed. Going for that high. So if it failed going to that high, then what it can possibly go to? Simple as that. And you can wick that and go right back up. It just depends on how price wants to play out. 5 minutes left till that 15-minute candle closes. There's that low. Remember, this is 1 minute price action. We're just following price right now. We're not looking for anything. We're just staying in sync. That's all. Because what we really want to see is when this price settles. This price is all inside of this 4-hour imbalance. So is price trying to go out of this 4-hour imbalance, or are we going to stay inside of it? Where we're coming off of this sell model here off the 4-hour. Look at that rejection. Right at the low. Boom. Now we have here inside of a discount. This is all 1 minute. We can care less if it comes back to it. We just stand in sync. So either this right here is going to be a continuation to the downside, or is price going to revert? But it could wait till the 15-minute candle closes and start to bottom out, and then get the push back up into this consolidation here. And this push down makes sense. Why? Because we're coming off of this higher time frame sell model. The question for us is it trying to stay inside of this 4-hour? For the ones who wasn't here, is it trying to stay inside of this 4-hour imbalance or not? That's the question we're trying to figure out. You just follow market instruction until it tells you otherwise. So back to 15, and then I'll go to a 15 to a 5, just because we know what the 15 minutes doing already. And that 15-minute candle is about to close. Now, what could happen also is price will come up to this imbalance here, make a swing high here, then we have a new Denny range from there to there, and then price will be playing inside of that range as well. But when that happens, I'll show you. Look at that. That's this. That's that 15-minute close. There's that high. The high. Back out of that consolidation. Let's see how this candle closes. Now this is a trade out of consolidation. So this will be a push down to these lows possibly, but that's not what I'm looking for. We're just following market structure. And I'm gonna show you how many opportunities there are just in this small time period. Now, what did price do? This would have created that swing high, which would have been this range here. But price wants to extend this range, so we're continuing to the downside. But this is all based off of the move coming off of that inversion off the 4 hour. Can't forget that. There. And right now we have 15 minutes to that 4 hour candle closes. So don't forget that. Candle closes are so important, and you can forget them. And then you get that initial volume right at the end, and you're not realizing where that volume is coming from. It's because of a specific candle or time period or frame is closing. So this one right here, we got 15 minutes left to this candle closing. So this candle can push down and then give a hard rejection up like the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So you want to remain in sync on a lower time frame, but not fall victim to a big push up and then it doesn't continue up, it pushes back down. You just want to stay in sync, and that's the most important part. And that's what we're going to do today. So right here, keeping my eye on this high right here. Crazy push down. Waiting for that to settle. Let's go look at some other markets too. Let's go. ES, same thing. Gold, consolidation, targeting that low. Yeah, that's getting there. Look at them nasty wicks. Looking for US 30. Oh, you had that. Yeah, we had that sell model right here. 16-point raise, targeting the low. 106 points. So yeah, that's clean. Nice rejection. Season of premium. Ooh. That was a clean drop off too. And then oil. Yeah, it's nasty, but we came back to this consolidation here. Push to the downside. Should be right there. Made that a wick. Yep. Almost off the midpoint twice. and they gave that push up, taking out that high. It's like clockwork, man. Every single day. Okay. See how this candle closes? Bingo. So that tap right back into premium. Remember, this is continuation. Okay, here we go. Okay, one second, guys. All right, I'm back. And it is not a coincidence that we stayed inside of this range. Because when you know what range to look for, then when you're getting consolidation, it doesn't throw you off. So prices just going back and forth. And now the range I'm actually looking at now is from this low to that high. I can move it and adjust it, but it's not a big difference. Like, it'd be this range instead. There. I was off by a little bit, but pretty much in the same area. And this price came right back into this range. But then you do have the model here, real tiny. But if you're looking for the model as the right opportunity, you want to know that that's the one that you're looking for. Are you looking for a buy at this point in time? Are you still waiting for another opportunity? It's all based off what you're looking for. Because if this was your model that you're looking for, what was your target? If it would have been this high, then that would have only gave you there's a stop loss here. So 1 or 2 is there. So something like that you'd have been stopped out on, unless you're looking for a bigger term play like 8 going back to consolidation. Now you can increase your risk. But with this trade, it's a small range, and you're going to have stuff like this that happens, and that's going to happen. And you can't get mad or frustrated that happened, because it's a part of trading. That's why I wait for the right opportunities or the best opportunities. And in this case, you got this 4-hour range, right? Well, look at it on the 4 hour. This candle has closing out of the range. So this is showing the possibility of price continuing to the downside. So now my next question is price going to go back above this consolidation, or are we going to use it to continue to the downside? This price can very much go up to this consolidation, go for this high right here, possibly, and continue right back to the downside. When you're getting in sync with the market, all you want to do is put yourself in the best situation for what can possibly happen. You're anticipating it. And then from there, as the ball starts rolling, just follow market structure, get in sync with price. And even if something starts to turn that doesn't look right, you know the main objective or main goal that you're looking at. So right now, we know that we broke below that 4-hour imbalance, but just because it broke below it doesn't mean that it has to go down. That's a possibility of it going down. So you just getting yourself in sync with that. But we also know that we have this consolidation right here that price can potentially use to continue to the downside. And then looking at this 4-hour right here, this low here is, let's see, there. So price can potentially wick it and then continue back down just to fill in this imbalance. use a midpoint instead so I can get the price of that range. See, so close. What it did do is fall inside this imbalance. Let's see. It's a different color so we know the difference. Now with this range here, this is not my concern anymore. So I'll take that off. And that's when you're on a lower time frame, like the 1 minute, the 3 minute. Once you leave a range, don't leave it on there. If it comes back down into it, cool. But if it runs away from it, find out what's going on. You gotta stay in sync. And don't have too much on your chart to where it's just overbearing. Like even this range here, the only reason I left this range on here because it's all the way up here and it indicates that at this point in time, this was a discount before we pushed to the downside and came back into that range to fall. So if price does wick this high, then we could potentially look to go back to the downside and probably feel these imbalances here, this imbalance here. But this is 1 minute. Anything can happen on. You could have one candle that just blows through all of this. You're just setting yourself up for the right opportunities. And you're gonna see how many opportunities you can have per day. Like we've probably seen 3 already. The beginning of the day, the push down, off of here, off of the premium, that continuation, and then this push back up. There's that push. Remember, there's that 4-hour imbalance here. We could potentially close, go to the 15-minute. We have that retracement back into this 15-minute SIBI. And then you also see we had that 15-minute consolidation as well. So price can go fill that 1 hour imbalance and also come back to this 15-minute consolidation. So it's what market wants to do. And if you look from here, from this 1 minute consolidation to the 15-minute, it's roughly like 13-point difference. So it's not even far. That can be a wick. Okay, there's that high. Let's see if price is gonna be sneaky, which is not. It left that imbalance right there. Look at that immediate rejection off of that high, but still gotta wait. We're still inside of this consolidation. And as you see right here, you know that this high is that 4 hour that is creating that SIBI. So now you know, look how much we have until it would have created that SIBI. 6 points, let's call it 7 points. So now we're getting that rejection off of there, off that consolidation. Now is price gonna give us consolidation and then a push up, or we gonna start to push to the downside? There's that push up. There's that rejection. So since we had a rejection at that right there, for me, I can look at the midpoint of that wick just as a confluence. So which is the same area as this high. I'm just using it as a confluence. I don't care if price stays below it or breaks above it. Just using it as a confluence to see how price is going to react to it, if it does. I would love to see some expansion here and then a clean push back down if it wants to go to the downside. Right, starting to consolidate in consolidation. Just think about it. The whole time the market has been open, we've been following it the whole entire time. So nothing feels like, oh, wow, why did it do that? Why did it do this? Everything is doing it for a reason. You just have to figure out the reason why. And that's you flowing with the market. That's the most important part. Yes, sir. Okay, close. Okay. It's not that far off. Hopefully it closes that. Okay, we close that 4 hour imbalance at SIBI. Was it a SIBI? Make sure. Yeah, SIBI. A potential SIBI. Now remember, we have also 15-minute consolidation that's not that far, which we'll just tap right now. So let's see what price wants to do from here. Now in this case, what I would do, I know the 4-hour has made it close to imbalance. I know this high has been taken out. I've seen price react at that midpoint. So now my focus is the consolidation. I don't need this range anymore because I know that we're back inside of this range. I don't need this anymore. I don't need that anymore. You don't start taking off stuff that you don't need. I can leave that on there just in case, but this those high circle, but for the most part, just focus on looking for the right opportunities. So 1 second. Yes, please. So now we have this imbalance is not inverted yet. Is price going to bounce off of it and continue up? Is price going to drop to the downside? Remember, we're bouncing off of this consolidation. So even if the model was present, I would prefer the model to be inside of the consolidation to drop to the downside. But since it's above, still a possibility that it can drop to the downside. Just wait for the right opportunity. That's it. Boom. This is inverted now. No confirmation. This is why it's important to wait for confirmation. You want to confirm that inversion. Even if the inversion played out, there are so many times where you have an inversion that doesn't play out because imbalance is everywhere. So you need something to confirm what you're seeing. Hopefully it doesn't make the confirmation too far away. Let's see if it leaves that candle open. Okay. Looks like we have our confirmation. Yes, sir. Now, I want to see if that consolidation holds up. Way prices playing out right now. Likely wants to continue up. Breaking the consolidation low. Let's see if it breaks it though. Five minutes left on the 15-minute candle. Is it gonna break the low of that 1 minute? I'm referring to this low right here. Lizzie. There goes the low. Let's see if we get expansion to the downside. What do you want to do, Nas? retracement. We want continuation. That's nasty. That's cold. That's cold-blooded. If it comes up and it wicks that initial stop loss, see how that plays out. But the fact that we're pulling back up, it may have some unfinished business, which can be this 15-minute. Let's see if it goes back below this consolidation. Confirmation. And I'm referring to there. See if it goes back below it. That was a hard rejection back up. Price, man. Fridays. Yep. If it wicks it or it breaks it, like it's gonna break it. Oh, that is disgusting. Look at that. Now, question is that gonna hold up? That's the main question. Rejecting hard like that, let's continue to the downside. The only imbalance we got on this price leg going up is this here. So that's a good 30 points away. this tiny sibby here. Let's see. Let me look at the midpoint. That's 2. And price like this, for you to see it run all the way up like that, and then you get this rejection right back down. Come on, Nas, go ahead and finish it off. Go ahead, take out these equal lows. Minute low. That so far, it's not enough. We want to see aggression with the push down. Run to the downside already. Other Sibby. Right there. More aggressive than that. So now you got this Sibby right here. Price is BSing around now. Look at the hour. sit inside this hour imbalance. Where's the midpoint of that? So 23, 830s. We're in the 840s right above it. So that'll be right there. Let's see if it goes below the midpoint of the 1 hour imbalance. Yeah, your price is just hanging around this consolidation. Bouncing off the midpoint is 1 hour imbalance. Just hanging around the 840s. This candle, this imbalance was inverted. Make sure I mark that. So that's one sign we don't want to see. So like something like this, and you're starting to see stuff like this. If you're not confident in this or this, even this midpoint of this wick holding up, then I would just break even on that trade at the consolidation or at the confirmation. But the fact that we had this wick come from this low, and then this low was taken out by this push down here, and then now we're consolidating. That could show a means for a price to want to push up and go for that high there at the initial stop loss. But we're right at this consolidation as well. So it's showing a sign of a willingness to potentially go down to the downside, and we're wicking at the low of the consolidation. So it's also it's all about how you look at market structure. But usually when you see something like this, you want to see it run, break that low, and keep running. But the fact that it broke that low and just immediately started consolidating, yeah. this is where risk management comes into play, or trade management, because you're seeing the possibilities of what can happen, what's transpiring, and how can you build off of that. Keep projecting off that midpoint. Let's see if we can break it. We got 20 minutes left. The hour is closed. No, it's just going to stay open. Okay, yep, they closed it. So no SIBI to use, showing a willingness to continue to the downside. Now that doesn't mean that it can't continue to the downside. It is when it comes to using a lot of confluences that we're having, prices closing them out. But if you protected your initial entry, then you're just managing it. Because you have more than enough time to manage it when it went away. This would have scared you, but you're inside a consolidation. And remember when we were up here, I was saying that I would prefer it to be inside of consolidation to show the continuation off the consolidation to the downside. Which we got that rejection and now we're punching back down. And this is all off the fact us looking for it to go to the downside, possibly, because of that 4-hour close that we had. Or the 4-hour close below that imbalance. So that gave us the bias of looking to potentially go to the downside. And if it didn't, you look for the opposite. If it would have went back above this consolidation and showed us a willingness to go up, then we look for that. Right now, this is a 30-point trade, so this ain't super crazy. Decent points though, but we can get that punch down, targeting these lows. Even going to fill this imbalance here, it's another 15, 16 points on a 5-minute. But you have that 5-minute inversion too model. So on this one, your initial stop loss will be all the way down here. So price could very much go another 56 points to hit that initial stop loss on the 5-minute. Because we're already in continuation to the downside. Okay. Now we're inside of this 1-minute busy. So now from this 1-minute busy, we can look at it and see how it moves in quadrants instead of the midpoint. Because you really want to monitor if it turns around from here. So then I will go quadrants instead of a dealing range, which is still a dealing range, just 2 more points. Boom. So see how it plays at the upper quadrant. midpoint, lower quadrant. So let's see if it keeps this open first. So remember, dealing range is just midpoint, high and low, and then quadrants we have 2 more points, which are the quarter points, 0.25 and then 0.75. And as you see, I'm keeping my chart to the right clean. I don't want nothing distracting me. I'm looking at higher time frame, 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. 1 minute, yeah, I can kind of get it messy because there's a lot going on. But for the most part, you want to focus on current, but keeping your bird's eye view clean. Because if your bird's eye view is all junky, then what's the point of a bird's eye view? So right now we are 50 points, pretty much. And look at the time. 15 minutes left to a 15-minute candle close. What are we getting on the 15-minute? Expansion. Expansion. Let's see. Yes, sir. Let's see if it keeps this city open. Okay, close the SIBI. We went to the lower quadrant. We rejected off the lower quadrant. Let's see if price pushes out of this imbalance. We continue up, or is price going to continue to the downside? Oh shoot, I didn't get my video before we go. Keep forgetting, man, trying to get this content stuff. Okay, live with the team. Got this pushed down from here, bouncing off this consolidation right here, pushing to the downside, and now we're just watching this push down right here. We had that rejection off that initial stop loss, and then we're pushing down. Okay. Yeah, like right here, this is where I'll be like, did you get enough? Yes, it can go for more, but take what's on your plate and walk away and be done with Friday. I'm gonna tell you right now, I took off my plate here. Because I already took a trade this morning. that was, I think it was like 40 points. Yeah, 40 points plus 22, 60 points. Okay, for the day. Take that. You get a clean push down here, and it does break below this, and then continue down. Next target will be this confirmation here, or you can target the midpoint of this wick, which will be $23,782.50. We have 7 minutes left to this hour close and 15-minute candle closes. So we have this candle closing here, there, which is a clean shot down, nothing in its way. And then we also have this candle closing here, and we just took out the low already. And we're falling inside of this bitchy here. Yeah, that'd be it for the live today. We got 7 minutes. We'll wait to that, and then that'll be it for the live today. Okay, nice push up, nice rejection, right at the lower quadrant once again. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections off the lower quadrant. If you can, just give me a thumbs up if the way I manage the trade is helping you guys. Appreciate it. And this is why I watch certain imbalances in quadrants, especially when you're managing it, because you want to micromanage as well. So you want to just see how is it playing around inside of that range. And you just see we've been going from higher quadrant, upper quadrant to lower quadrant, upper quadrant, lower quadrant. So, and that's your consolidation. This area right here is, and that. This is your consolidation that you're dealing with. And until it breaks out of here, this is what you're going to deal with. We should get a breakout though before the end of this hour. Rejected again off of it. Let's see if it breaks below. And then also too, I don't have too much on my chart, but you have this push down, and then once you had this push down, you had this back and forth. So it's back and forth there. So look at that. Yeah, he went into it, rejected off of it. I had to push up, came back down to it, got super close to it, and we're rejecting right off of it. But price can be setting up to just come down, sweep that low, and then fall inside this consolidation. Possibly. Everything is a series of events. And sometimes consolidation can be that easy to find if you know what to look for. Look at that. 2 minutes left. Go ahead. Bingo. Price is setting up the whole time. That's why I was consolidating like that. So from where we're at right now, and then the stream to where we was at 70 points. Managed the whole way. And it could potentially keep going to the downside if it wanted to. Because now we're headed to that 782.50 level. One minute close. We bouncing off that consolidation. And that's it today. That's our Friday, man. We caught a good trade on a Friday. Was able to manage it. We got that little SIBI right here that's left. So this SIBI can be inverted. Price can have an inversion confirmation here, and we can go right back up to the upside if price wants to continue back up. But that's all for today. I hope that helps. Enjoy you guys' weekend. Make sure you get some practice in, and just keep focused on staying in sync. Don't focus on win or losses. Focus on staying in sync. And as you see, as long as you're in sync, you always have a fighting chance. I'll see you guys Monday.